that we will be live in a few minutes. I expect that we will be live in a few minutes. So I'm just waiting for the signal before I start addressing an important issue that basically I have noticed, I have learned about myself and just how I do my things as I continue to run and manage thehubsma.com. So in yesterday's live, I mentioned that it is important for you to do as many experiments as possible to increase your chances of succeeding in a particular field. In a real world scenario, you're not really concerned about having other people judge the work that you're doing. You're mostly concerned about what you're doing aligning with your vision, aligning with what you want to be remembered by. So that is mostly what you're concerned about. And I mentioned yesterday that the only way to get better at something, the only way to be better, the only way to increase your chances of realizing your vision is by doing as many experiments as possible and learning from them. And so here is where I want you to just learn from the way I do my things, from the way I present myself. So yesterday we did a live where we spent about 30 minutes right here on YouTube talking about just what you need to do to succeed in a given field, what you need to do to move closer to realizing your goal. We spent 30 minutes right here on YouTube live. But there's something that I learned after finishing the live. There's something that I learned. The camera that we were using, we had not put it in a proper setting. So the video, there were cuts. It was not in video mode. So the camera was not in video mode. So the video was not ideal for viewing, or rather for streaming. It was not ideal, but we had already done it. That is the whole point of doing as many experiments as possible. You're not waiting to be perfect. You're just, when you get an opportunity to do something, when you get an opportunity to present something, you do it with, and then you can figure out how you can improve much later. So today I decided to do another live. Remember, I didn't correct it offline. I decided to do another live, ensuring that we are now using proper settings so that we improve that way. That is how we learn. That is how we get better. And I highlighted the mistake that we made yesterday because it was a learning opportunity. When whatever that you do not align with what you expect of yourself, if they do not align with your vision, you get the opportunity to learn. You get the opportunity to know how to do things better. I now know that before I do a live on YouTube, I need to look at the settings of the camera and ensure that we are using proper settings so that we do not have a cropped in video. And if it were maybe offline, if it were a video that I was shooting so that we can edit it offline and present it on YouTube, there is a chance that we would have just let go of that video. There's a chance that we will not have allowed that video to go out there, and that would have been a wasted opportunity. Not just an opportunity for us to present the information that we had already put out, or rather the information that we put out in yesterday's video, but it will also be like we wasted time recording the video in the wrong settings. Remember, you can still watch the video, it is just that it was cropped in. And personally, I prefer it when a video is not cropped in, but because it had already been done, we decided to go with it until the end and then rectify it in subsequent live streams. So it's not really about being perfect at first. It's all about striving to be better each and every single day. When you're preparing yourself for 2026, don't make, okay, you can make plans as if you will live forever, but when you are executing, remember to execute the plans as if you'll die tomorrow. Don't waste any opportunity. Don't waste any opportunity to put your ideas out there. Don't waste any opportunity that presents itself for you to work on your dream, for you to work on your vision, for you to work toward achieving your vision. Don't waste those opportunities. Were it not that we were streaming yesterday, we would have wasted 30 minutes of our life trying to be perfect. But because it was live, and when you're doing a live and it's out there, there is no point putting the genie back into the bottle. You have to deal with it the way it is. And that is how I want you to approach life as you prepare for 2026. Don't wait for things to be perfect for you to take action. Take action today, and then you will improve over time. You will learn from your mistakes. I mean, it's okay to learn from your mistakes. It's okay to learn from your mistakes. Normally, there is this saying that a wise man learns from other people's mistakes, and only a fool learns from his own mistakes. But remember that each and every one of us has unique circumstances. We have unique circumstances. The things that may work for you may not work for me. The advice that you're trying to get from that other person is not really something that may work perfectly for you, even when you executed 100%. That is just an opinion. That is just the observation that other person made. There is a possibility that there are more things that played into his or her thing succeeding that they may not be aware of. So it's okay to learn from your own mistakes, and especially when you're trying out new things, when you're walking in uncharted territories. When you're doing that, it's okay to learn from your own mistakes. The only thing that I want to ask of you is do as many experiments as possible. Don't be afraid of not succeeding. Remember, we said that we are not using the term failure because failure is relative, and it's normally employed by people that are trying to put us down. So when you attempt a thing, when you do something and it does not meet your expected outcome, or it does not align with your assumptions, or it does not align with what you expected, you have not failed, but you have not succeeded. That is a totally different thing. You have not succeeded in getting what you're doing align with your assumptions, align with your expectations, and that's a totally like I said, that's a totally different thing from failing. And the reason why I am telling you that is because as long as there is feedback from what you did, as long as there is feedback from what you did, you have made a huge milestone towards achieving your goals. So as long as there is feedback in what you're doing, you're not failing. It's just that you're not succeeding in meeting your assumptions, in getting a particular experiment, have the results align with your assumptions. And it's okay to do that. We are in the process of learning, and most of the things that we'll be doing will be related to serving other people, will be related to providing services and products to other people. And in that scenario, you want to you want your assumptions to align with the data that is presented. You don't want the data to align with your assumptions. You want your assumptions to be based on the data that has been presented. So if the data shows you that people don't prefer a particular kind of bread, they prefer a different one, you don't question your assumptions. You don't question the data. You question your assumptions. I don't know if I'm making sense. You're not, when your assumptions are wrong, that is a good thing, because you have the opportunity to realign your assumptions to better align with the reality. And if you do something that does not meet your expected standards, you can always improve. You can always go back and try to work on the things that did not go well. So don't be afraid of going out there and doing your thing. Don't limit yourself in a box hoping that you'll get better and then you'll start doing a particular thing. Don't wait for tomorrow, because opportunities don't wait for no one. Just don't procrastinate. It doesn't help anyone. You have limited time in this world, and just don't waste it. Don't waste it doing things that you'll eventually regret. Let me say that. So just work on your vision, work on your dreams, because when eventually you get an opportunity to get out of this world in your old age, when you're talking to your grandkids, you'll have great stories to tell them. You'll have great stories. The way we normally talk about Alexander the Great, with admiration. He died at 34 and yet he conquered the world. The way we normally talk about that, you'll be able to tell you'll be the Alexander the Great if you position yourself well. If you are not afraid of failing, if you set out to battle each and every day, not just intending to win the battle, but to win the war, you'll be the Alexander the Great to your grandkids. You'll be the Alexander the Great to your grandkids. Okay, that is quite a tongue twister for me, but I hope you get my point. I normally take my time to learn from what I have done so that I can get better in subsequent things, or rather attempts. So if you can do the same, I believe that will be better come 2026 as we work towards achieving our goals. That is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Moses.